Hello world, hello world. Welcome back to my channel. Call me Biz. George Carlin. All right. This is our weekly dose of George Carlin. I gotta, whenever I'm back into recording mode, I gotta at least get one George Carlin in. Pause. Look, this is George Carlin, You Have No Rights. And plus, one of my subscribers been asking for this for a long time. I don't know how I keep skipping over it, but y'all know every time I'm back into my video grind, I always give y'all one George Carlin at least. So here we go. If you enjoyed this content, hit that subscribe button. Like the video if you like the video. Leave a comment. Let me know you were here. No more ghost watching. All right, it's 2024. We doing things a little differently. All right, look, if you ain't got nothing to say, just be like, I was here. That's love. I appreciate that. That's love. Let's go ahead and watch.
Customs. Swearing on the Bible. You understand that shit? They tell you to raise your right hand, place your left hand on the Bible.
Raise your right hand.
Does this stuff really matter? Which hand? Does God really give a fuck about details like this? Suppose you put your right hand in the Bible, you raise your left hand. Would that count? Or would God say, sorry, wrong hand, try again?
Who thinks of this?
And why does one hand have to be raised? What is the magic in this gesture? This seems like some sort of a primitive voodoo mojo shtick. Why not put your left hand on the Bible, let your right hand hang down by your side? It's more natural. Or put it in your pocket. Remember what your mother used to say? Don't put your hands in your pockets. Does she know something we don't know? Is this hand shit really important?
As above,
well, let's
so
get back
below.
to the Bible, America's favorite national theatrical prop. Suppose the Bible they hand you to swear on is upside down, or backward, or both, and you swear to tell the truth on an upside down, backward Bible. Would that count? Suppose the Bible they hand you is an old Bible and half the pages are missing. Suppose all they have is a Chinese Bible in an American court. Or a Braille Bible and you're not blind.
It's still a Bible.
Suppose they hand you an upside down, backward Chinese Braille Bible with half the pages missing.
It's still a Bible.
At what point does all of this stuff just break down and become just a lot of stupid shit that somebody made up? They fucking made it up, folks. It's make-believe. It's make-believe. Now, all right. Okay. Let's leave the Bible aside. We'll get back to the science fiction reading later. The more important question is, what is the big deal about swearing to God in the first place? Why does swearing to God mean you're going to tell the truth? Wouldn't affect me. If they said to me, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God, I'd say, yeah. I'll tell you about as much truth as the people who wrote that fucking Bible. How do you like that?
Oh, shit.
Huh? Swearing on the Bible doesn't mean anything. It's kid. Swearing to God is kid stuff. Did you remember when you were a kid? If you told another kid something he didn't quite believe, he'd say, "You swear to God."
Say, "Swear to God."
I would always say, "Yeah, I swear to God," even if I was lying. Why not? What's going to happen if I lie? Nothing. Nothing happens if you lie, unless you get caught, and that's a whole different story. Sometimes a kid would think he was being slick with me, and he'd say, "You swear on your mother's grave?" I'd say, yeah. Why not? First of all, my mother was alive. She didn't even have a grave. Second of all, even if she was dead, what's she going to do? Rise from the grave and come and haunt me?
That's what we say. We
Come
like,
and haunt
put it
me?
on your mama.
All because I told a lie to an 8-year-old? Get fucking real, will you? Sometimes I would say, I swear on my mother's tits. Kids are impressed with things like that.
What?
I mean, I don't care about my mother's tits either. I didn't care if they fell off. Fuck her. Not my problem. They're your tits, Ma. You keep an eye on them. Swearing to God doesn't mean anything. Swearing on the Bible doesn't mean anything. You know why? Because Bible or no Bible, God or no God, if it suits their purposes, people are going to lie in court. The police do it all the time.
Everybody
all
lie in
the
court.
time.
Court is the
Yes,
perfect
they
place
do.
to lie.
It's part of their job to protect, to serve, and to commit perjury whenever it supports the state's case.
Facts.
Swearing on the Bible is just one more way of controlling people and keeping them in line, and it's one more thing that holds us back as a species. Here's one more item for you, the last in our civics book, rights. Boy, everyone in this country is always running around yammering about their fucking rights. I have a right, you have no right, we have a right, they don't have a right. Folks, I hate to spoil your fun, but there's no such thing as rights, okay? They're imaginary. We made them up, like the boogeyman. The Three Little Pigs, Pinocchio, Mother Goose, shit like that. Rights are an idea. They're just imaginary. They're a cute idea. Cute. But that's all. Cute and fictional. But if you think you do have rights, let me ask you this. Where do they come from? People say, well, they come from God. They're God-given rights. Oh, fuck. Here we go again. Here we go again. The God excuse. The last refuge of a man with no answers and no argument. It came from God. Anything we can't describe must have come from God. Personally, folks, I believe that if your rights came from God, He would have given you the right to some food every day, and He would have given you the right to a roof over your head. God would have been looking out for you. God would have been looking out for you. You know that? He wouldn't have been worried about making sure you have a gun so you get drunk on Sunday night and kill your girlfriend's parents. But let's say it's true. Let's say God gave us these rights. Why would He give us a certain number of rights? The Bill of Rights in this country has 10 stipulations, okay? 10 rights. And apparently God was doing sloppy work that week because we've had to amend the Bill of Rights an additional 17 times. So God forgot a couple of things, like slavery. Just fucking slipped his mind. But let's say God gave us the original 10. He gave the British 13. The British Bill of Rights has 13 stipulations. The Germans have 29. The Belgians have 25. The Swedish have only 6. And some people in the world have no rights at all. What kind of a fucking goddamn God-given deal is that? No rights at all? Why would God give different people in different countries different numbers of different rights? Boredom? Amusement? Bad arithmetic? Do we find out at long last, after all this time, that God is weak in math skills? Doesn't sound like divine planning to me. Sounds more like human planning. Sounds more like one group trying to control another group. In other words, business as usual in America. Now, if you think you do have rights, one last assignment for you. Next time you're at the computer, get on the internet, go to Wikipedia. When you get to Wikipedia, in the search field for Wikipedia, I want you to type in Japanese Americans 1942, and you'll find out all about your precious fucking rights, okay? All right. You know about it. You know about it. Yeah. In 1942, there were 110,000 Japanese American citizens and good standing, law-abiding people who were thrown into internment camps simply because their parents were born in the wrong country. That's all they did wrong. They had no right to a lawyer, no right to a fair trial, no right to a jury of their peers, no right to due process of any kind. The only right they had, right this way, into the internment camps. Just when these American citizens needed their rights the most, their government took them away. And rights aren't rights if someone can take them away. They're privileges. That's all we've ever had in this country is a bill of temporary privileges. And if you read the news even badly, you know that every year the list gets shorter and shorter and shorter. You see how sooner or later?
Nah, he's speaking facts. That's why I'm not saying that. I'm like, oh, he's spitting.
Yeah. Sooner or later, the people in this country are going to realize the government does not give a fuck about them. Government doesn't care about you or your children or your rights or your welfare or your safety. It simply doesn't give a fuck about you. It's interested in its own power. That's the only thing, keeping it and expanding it wherever possible. Personally, when it comes to rights, I think one of two things is true. I think either we have unlimited rights or we have no rights at all. Personally, I lean toward unlimited rights. I feel, for instance, I have the right to do anything I please. But if I do something you don't like, I think you have the right to kill me. So where are you going to find a fairer fucking deal than that? So the next time some asshole says to you, I have a right to my opinion, you say, oh yeah, well I have a right to my opinion, and my opinion is you have no right to your opinion. Then shoot the fuck and walk away.
Or knock them out.
Thank you.
Bah, bah, bah. Yeah, when it comes to rights, it's a tricky thing because I mean now we seeing it now. Like we have a certain group that's always throwing it in our faces of how much rights they have when most of what they saying their rights is suppressing your right to feel the way that you feel. So they don't have a problem with calling you all types of names and trying to shut you down, silence you, take away your freedom of speech. But at the same time they have the right to say whatever they want to say. I'm not gonna say who that group of people is, but we all know who they are. Another thing too, when we talk about freedom, well, we gotta understand how like the world is constructed. When we're talking about freedom, of course, yes, I think there's God-made laws and universal laws, but I feel like if as a people we're gonna here's how you gotta think of countries, and it's like, yeah, and you gotta think of them like houses, right? Like in this house we believe in God, right? And we believe in God-made laws, but at the same time we need to protect ourselves, so we had to create laws that are updated laws to help us protect ourselves for this house. But I still believe in the law of the land, which is whatever God. So you could expand that to a country. Think of a country as a house. That's why these laws, they differentiate based on where you are. A lot of them is based on God or whatever you believe, right? But at the same time too, there's a real world out there. Not everybody believe in the same things that you believe. So we also have to put in laws to protect ourselves. Not only that, to make sure that we have a civilized, a country or community or, civilized people. So, but all this shit is made up by men. All of it. I mean, we're on Earth, bro. We have no evidence of anything else besides humans doing shit. If you say you do, I want to see it. I have not seen it. They came out, they said they seen aliens. I seen a little shredded up motherfucker on a thing. I didn't believe it. No one believed it. We moved on. They keep saying all of these things, but the truth is, all of this shit is made up by men and men in power. So whether we want to talk about the Bible, we want to talk about whatever, all of that stuff. When you look at the Bible was remixed. Not only was the Bible was remixed, it was remixed a couple of times. There's several books left out of the Bible. And when you really look into the Bible, what you will realize is a lot of those stories, if you could go back to the Emerald Tablets, which was predated before the Bible, and you could look at like stories like the Epic of Gilgamesh, and all around the world you will see that a lot of these stories have been told all around the world. So there must be some truth to them, but the Bible that we abide by, when we're talking about Christians or Catholics, or even the Catholic Bible ain't the same as the Christian Bible. There's too much. The truth is the truth, and the truth is the truth. Meaning the truth is always going to be the truth. I don't want to confuse y'all. The truth is one thing, all right? So when something that's supposed to be concrete truth, but it only depends on where you're at, then you shouldn't believe that. I'm just saying. And plus, the Bible give us no authors. Like the disciples did not author their books. It's a lot. Anyways, y'all let me know how you feel about it in the comment section below. I do believe he was speaking a lot of truth. This looked like this was really in his latter years. So RIP to my guy. You know all the answers now. And I don't know. But I just felt like he was just one of those guys who was like, don't bullshit me. Even though he kind of, when I look back at his career, kind of grew up in the business for a long time. Some people say, well, he's not a comedian. He's a whatever. Look, he's a comedian, all right? And this is, when I listen to him, yes, he's a deep thinker, but he definitely has a comedian brain, okay? And when you listen to comedians, the GOATs, they usually talk like this. When you listen to Dave Chappelle, they usually analyze, and they are very socially aware, and that's what make their content more potent than somebody that's like, knock, knock, who's there? Your mama who? I was really trying to give you a good knock-knock joke. Anyways, y'all let me know how you feel about it in the comment section below. Also, let me know what's next from George Carlin. And, yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. And guess what? You better beat up. Peace.